channel.
Now we're there.
Okay, well, that's the screen.
No, it says live on the bottom.
I know, but that's the screen. I'm supposed to go over to this.
Oh.
Yeah, man, Scotty will be proud of me. See, that's our little thing right there. So if you're listening on YouTube, guess what? Shit, I don't know what that is. Let's not hit that.
Yeah, just close that.
But I got to go to Manicam. There it is. And see, I got to go up here. Watch this. And I look. Isn't that freaking cool? Nobody got hurt. Hey, YouTube.
Hey.
Hey.
Look.
Hey. 0 viewers. Yay. Wouldn't it be cool if we could do some impersonations? Can you impersonate? Do you know any impersonations? You do any impersonations?
Not of people that I've ever met. No.
I used to be able to do a badass Bobcat Goldthwait. I won't do it right now because of the mic, but oh god, it used to be so funny. I used to do it in the club all the time. It was freaking hilarious. Can you hear me? You good? Everybody good? Yeah, everything's working. Yeah, back it.
I lived in South Florida in Naples for a long time, so it's like all of the like really old New York, like forever old people.
Old people.
Ford standard airbag was actually an oxygen tank with a massive.
That was wrong. God, that was mean. You're mean. You're kind of a mean girl.
You're
a mean girl. You ready to go live on the radio?
Sure, why
not? You want to
not?
be popular? Go on the radio?
Yeah.
Let's see. All right, we got about 30 seconds. Hey, YouTubers. There's nobody watching. You know what? There's so many people not watching YouTube right now that we're not even showing up that we're watching YouTube. So maybe we should check to see if we're on YouTube.
Are we on?
Yeah, that'd be cool. Hold on. Let's see. I got a few seconds. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
You mean Alex isn't even watching?
No, Alex. I don't think Alex likes us because we don't really watch.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's see. It's showing that it's live now, and it's got the whole thing there. Let's see. Hey. What? That is so cool.
Yay!
And we're viewing. Okay,
we're viewing
shut that down. Ready to go live on the radio?
Yeah.
What the hell, right?
Why not?
Unfortunately, your normal broadcasting has been interrupted by The World According to Mike, starring Military Mike. Hold on, he'll be in here in a second. Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. I don't know how there is. Hey, it's stop it.
I can't help it. I like the bouncy chair.
Yeah, the bouncy chair. That's what you're doing. Hey, it's World According to Mike. It's Wednesday night. It's 420. National Berkeley Get High Day, which I don't smoke pot. I wish I did. I'd like to cannabis oil it, vape it.
That would be awesome.
With the actual drug in it. And I Alex, the guy who does the Tech Talk show on Tuesday nights, he's real smart about that kind of stuff. And quite frankly, there is 2 different types of vape oil. Hey, I probably should introduce my co-host, the lovely Doc.
Just me.
Yeah, World According to Mike with me, Military Mike, and Doc.
Yeah,
a lot more viewers, I think, tune in to see you than to actually see me.
Why?
Because, I don't know, turn to the side.
I am turned to the side. That's why I'm wearing black, so that you can't see.
No, mine are right there.
I think yours are bigger than mine.
Stop it. We know that you're like a 38. I'm like a 40.
Well, I wasn't going to talk about my boobs today, but since that's already the topic of conversation,
no, you didn't have to. See, you brought them up. Get them. You held them up.
It was Victoria's Secret.
And it should remain that way. Okay, so it's 420, April 20th. Pot smokers. We were talking about vaping. Apparently, there's 2 types of cannabis oil. The one that just smells like it and I guess tastes like it. And then the one that smells, tastes like, and affects like it.
I want that one.
I want I don't know though. My VA shrink is she's kind of a downer. She's not very nice. She's from Pakistan. I know she's not listening, so I'm going to go ahead and make fun of her. Mr. Matson, I do not know why you think things are funny when you come in here. You're going to need to sit down, though, because your fat ass takes up the majority of my office. And man, she's pretty rough on me. She was pretty brutal on me today. She was yelling at me. Not yelling. I mean, come on. She weighs
90-something pounds.
Well, she weighs 17 raisins or whatever what do they use, stones over there? She weighs 4 stones. So I don't know. I could punch her and break the entire side of Peshawar.
Wow.
Yeah, she's a little bitty thing. Not that I would, but oh my God, her toenails were painted like silver today, but it wasn't like silver. It was more like battleship gray paint. And I was like, oh my God. And she says, Mr. Matson, you know that we are not allowed to wear open-toed shoes, so I'd appreciate it if you would not pick on my talons. That's disgusting. Think about that for a few minutes. It was gross though. Yeah, it looked like she painted them on. You know, like you girls have those little nail polish brushes, right?
Yes.
And they're like smooth and equally.
Not everybody.
Yeah.
No, because
she put it on with a toothbrush or something. It had stroke lines in it and hangnails and dried up cuticles. And I swear to God, I saw part of a French fry. I'm just saying.
I actually was in a ladies' restroom, obviously, for obviously
I
reasons.
have too, now that the law changed.
I know, right?
I just piss anywhere now. Dang, that was quick. Who'd I offend already? Hey, you're live on the World According to Mike. It could be a wrong number, but you're here with us. What can we do for you?
You told me to call in.
Yes, sir. The reason why we asked you to call in is because you were speeding and we have you on tape. Is this the Telios?
Yes, it's the Telios.
Oh, our relationship experts. That'll be joining us on a weekly basis now. Look, I'm not going to lie to you. I really wanted to talk to your wife. I guess it's a freaking package deal, man.
It's relationship survivors. That's what it is.
Relationship survivor. So naked and afraid. I mean, God love you, because if I've never seen, I have seen. See, it's hard for me to say Telio because you're both Telios. So
that's just Tello.
Tello, but Telio sounds cool. We're on radio. Doc, why do you do that to me? Stop. You should have heard the stuff she was talking about before we went on the air.
I heard. That's what I said. Let me call out.
Yeah. She was talking about right before you called. She was talking about going into a ladies' bathroom, and now that the law changed in Georgia, I said, "Well, I have been too." So, hey, Telios, y'all. Obviously, the relationship aspect of this first few minutes, we're all just getting back in shape here for the week. So I'm gonna let Doc finish with her story about going to the ladies' bathroom. Please keep it clean. Keep it clean. This is a family show, damn it.
I would, but for some reason, women have become hovercraft, and there is no such thing as a clean female bathroom anymore. But anyway, back to my story. The original thing.
Hovercraft?
Yes, they don't sit down on toilets.
How the hell do you hover? Seriously.
I don't know. I don't have that kind of thigh muscle.
I was about to say, there ain't no way I'm hovering. I don't care. Man, my ass is thick skinned. You're going to have something disgusting to climb through that epidermis, if you know what I'm talking about. Been chewed out at hell. Barry Smallwood, if you're listening. Hell, as many times as that man chewed me out, I got callous ass.
This is just not the way we wanted to go.
No, it isn't. That's what's great about being live.
Tello, back to you.
No. So what happened? So that was it? You just went to a ladies' bathroom and they're not clean anymore?
No. Like we were talking about the toenails, and this woman walked in a pair of flip-flops, and her toenails hung over the edge of the toenails, and it sounded like a dog walk.
Oh, come on. Why do people do that?
I don't know.
Why would you do? You got to know you're doing that.
I don't know. And women, listen, if you have hobbit feet, go ahead and just shave those big toes.
Right.
Just don't.
Did you just say hobbit feet?
Yes. And those gnarly, like,
oh my
look,
God.
if your feet are throwing up gang signs, don't even wear flip-flops. Don't even wear them.
God, that's beautiful. If your feet, okay, that's a rule. All right. All you sick bastards listening to this show, if your feet, oh my God, this is disgusting. If your toes are throwing up gang signs, don't leave the house. Don't leave the house.
Yeah, don't even do
okay,
it.
why? Okay, like I was talking about my shrink today there, Telios, and she's a little bitty woman from Pakistan.
Yeah.
And I'm serious, man. Her toenails were bad. And they were, like I said, the attempt was for silver, but it came out more like Battleship Gray. And you know, it seriously, it looked like she put the nail polish on with a toothbrush.
She probably didn't. She probably opened up her car door and just got the paint on them with her like monkey feet.
God. Women, I tell you what, I could never, and look, I apologize if there's any homosexual listeners right now. I get the hell over it. But the simple fact of the matter is I could never, you know, like give up on women. But God, some of the stuff I'm seeing these days, women are kind of
gross.
Yeah.
No, let's sugarcoat it.
I am a short woman with very short hair.
Yeah.
And I have tattoos, and a lot of people, for obvious reasons, mistake me for, you know, a lesbian. I get called that all the time. I get hit on all the time by other lesbians.
I do too.
But the problem...
No, I'm serious. I get hit on by other lesbians all the time. Usually the butch ones. And I'm like, a chick, I'm a dude. And they're like, sure you are.
But
let's go bowling.
I don't even eat fish.
Jeez, I don't even know where that goes.
I don't.
Good God, we're 10 minutes into the show and I want to go to a commercial already.
Well, don't go to Tello, because Tello probably has better information.
Yeah, you guys probably have a life too, and you probably want to spit out this relarelationship thing and get off the phone with us. I don't blame you. Hell, I'm the host of the show, and I want to get off. But 420, man. You know what tomorrow is?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Urine Analysis Day.
Yeah, National Urine Analysis Day.
Yeah, I read that today, and I actually giggled a little. I don't giggle much on this medication. It works both ways. I don't cry and stab small animals anymore. But
that's good.
On the obverse side, which is the face of the money, which we'll talk about later. Harriet Tubman, that's important.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so on the obverse side, I don't get giggly, laughy, fall over. I got to tell you, in the morning show I do, because we get tickled on the morning show. It's
well, that's a good thing though, because your medication is supposed to put you on that even.
Yeah, you're gonna say keel, aren't you?
No.
Do that noise again.
It's not supposed to go.
My co-host has different speeds. I have a variable speed co-host. That's beautiful.
That's low gear.
Yeah. God, if you lit up, I'd take you home. All right. Telios. O's. T.O.'s.
Yeah.
Why do we have to talk to him? Why can't we talk to her?
She's right here.
I'm right here.
We want to talk to her. She's prettier than you. A lot prettier. She married down.
You got to give him a question, Mike. What's your question?
No. They have relationship advice for us every week. Not you and
There's
I.
An advantage to that.
What's that?
There's an advantage to marrying down.
She admits it. He just said there is. Not for you, Will. Oh, this is beautiful. Let's get them arguing.
Now that you put it that way.
Okay, so what's the advantage to marrying down?
The advantages to marrying down is they take really good care of you.
Do they really?
They don't want you to run away. So they're going to take very good care of you.
I know, but doesn't that worry you when they grab onto you when you're leaving the house?
Well, you don't marry in the basement. You just go like a step down,
Oh, I was going to take the plunge.
Don't marry.
I was going to dig up Harriet Tubman and see if that bitch wanted to marry me. It's going to be on the $10 bill. That bitch is going to be rich. A rich bitch. She's dead. You know what Harriet Tubman would be doing right now if she was alive?
Flipping off and hating white people?
Scratching the inside of that coffin. Woo! How about that for just, hey, you guys don't know what's in the freaking studio with me tonight. I come in the studio tonight and my lovely variable speed co-host has a freaking dead baby doll in here. That is the creepiest freaking thing you've ever seen in the world. And I come walking up. I switch chairs. The chair I sit in the morning show, I pull it over here to the captain's side, and it's sitting in my chair, looking at me like a bad freaking Chucky movie or something. And you know who's over there just giggling, her little tattooed lesbian hitting on ass.
This is why I absolutely love my side hobby of painting zombie dolls. This is just,
what the hell?
It's awesome. Like, I love creeping people out.
Well, okay, so the guy is cutting the grass outside the studio, and I don't know if you can see on YouTube you can see it. Everything's blacked out. All the windows are black curtained out. And we have a lake where the studio's on a lake. It's very nice. And she's holding the doll up through the black curtains, trying to get the attention of the guy mowing the grass. Can you imagine what freaking Juan would have said? Hold it, you know, would have been nacho cheese jokes all the way out to the street.
You would have lost your long guy.
I'm telling you. All right, let's go back to Mrs. T. And so what other advantages are there to marrying down?
Well, it wasn't necessarily advantages to marrying down. I was just giving you a good point of the advantage of marrying down.
Oh, do you ever take advantage of that?
No.
Oh, you hesitated, sweetheart. I hate to break it to you, but as a professional interrogator, I can tell you that when I ask you a question, if you hesitate, that means you're trying to give your brain the opportunity to think up an answer. So spill it.
No.
You take advantage of it, don't you? Come on. The guy is a troll. The man is a human troll. I have seen him crawl under a bridge and demand money for the rest of us to pass. Pay the troller.
I would not do that.
See, listen. Well, okay, now,
like Christmas time is where it's the real advantage.
What about Mother's Day is coming up? What do you ever get good?
No.
Do you get good presents?
I do.
She's thinking.
Normally,
boy,
I get.
Normally,
you are so censoring. Look. Mrs. T, this is the world according to Mike. Okay. So look, I can get any couple to call in and give me some blando, sicko scripted answers. I want the dirt, baby. I want the dirt. I want the teleo dirt.
I had to work with him on Valentine's Day. The Mother's Day was not a problem. The Christmas was not a problem. Valentine's Day was the problem.
What didn't he do?
Why was it a problem?
Here we
He
go.
feels like it's commercialized in order to make men spend money.
Oh, so he was copping
and
out.
It was desensitized to the fact that you should be that way every day of the year, not just that one day.
See, but that's the point. As Valentine's Day should just be this one special freaking day out of the year. You should be treating your significant other, you know, that way on a day-to-day regular basis.
You do know that she married down, right?
Listen, he's a girl that was asked, "Hey, what'd you get for Valentine's Day?" Oh, yeah, my husband doesn't really like Valentine's Day. It doesn't work for him.
No.
Look, Valentine's Day is no longer the day of love. The Valentine's Day, it's not. It's not about love.
We're switching up.
No, it is all about showing off for your girlfriends. Like when you go in, if you don't have the biggest roses, the biggest ring, the best necklace, or a vacation coming up, your girlfriends are looking at you like, your husband doesn't love you.
Yeah, I agree.
Or the engagement ring, right? Yeah.
Okay, so what's the big splurge holiday then? Look, man, come on, be realistic, man. Valentine's Day, man. I used to always make a big deal about Valentine's Day. That's lovey-dovey hearts, freaking red damn lingerie. Woo!
I don't have a job, so I don't give a shit.
Coming from another woman that married down. I'm surrounded by them. Yeah, you know, the other day I was looking at the milk carton in the kitchen in the the refrigerator, and I was looking at the date on it, and I'm like, Jesus, even the milk carton's got a date. I'm a freaking loser, man. Freaking Hitler. Hitler had a freaking girlfriend. Jesus Christ.
And she died for him.
Yeah, man. And I can't even,
that really didn't work out well.
Yeah. I mean, you would think that I could even get a blind date, but those bitches can't drive. So
Honey Boo Boo's mom has been married.
Yeah, thanks.
Oh man, yeah. Oh, that was a low one there.
All right. So what's the big holiday? Come on. Where does he really go?
There's no real big holiday. There's days that I will all of a sudden get a package in the mail, and it's a brand new watch, or some days I'll have the chocolate covered strawberries.
Yeah, but I mean, you're a beautiful woman. He better be doing that.
Yeah, he is. And
okay, so
he cleans. He takes care of the kids.
That just means he's a bitch. That's different.
Helpful. No, I'm a full-time student in nursing school. I really don't have time to do all those things. When he cooks dinner, I'm great.
Does he clean the bathroom up?
I'm kept. I've been taken care of.
That's awesome, mate. You deserve it, sweetie. You absolutely deserve it. But now going through all that too, what's the holiday? Does he just do it up right at Christmas, or is it?
He may not have to. He may be working at other places. I'm just gonna.
Okay, so did you hear my variable speed co-host? She said he may be working it in different places. She was trying to be all coy about talking about, riding the wild.
I'm just gonna blow this out of the water because every woman out there should know this. Stop going out with those athletic jocks with muscles all over the place. That is not where it's at. I'm telling you right now. The nerds, the smart guys, those are the ones packing.
Yeah. I did tell you guys I have a 144 IQ, right?
I got the IT guy. Okay.
I'm too smart for women. Yeah, that's it. That's the ticket. Wow.
No.
So now
there's no real big holiday though.
No big holiday. Well, how do y'all keep it together? I mean,
Mother's Day's really nice. Birthdays are good. Christmas is usually about the kids.
Yeah, that's true.
Valentine's has improved. But it's the days that don't have a holiday to it. That when I, get a package in the mail and it's, a brand new watch, or, when it's, he sends me lingerie from a different country. I mean, come on, how can you be upset? It was, not really.
I mean, but
it's not the expected stuff. It's the unexpected stuff that really makes a difference.
But Afghan lingerie is like a potato sack.
I don't know.
I didn't mean I was getting their lingerie.
Yeah. Did he send you? Did he send you lingerie from Afghanistan?
No. He was in Afghanistan. No, he was in Iraq, and he sent me some for my birthday then.
Well,
so but it wasn't from there. It was from Victoria's Secret. Mostly.
Afghan franchise.
that's the announcement for I'm coming home soon.
Yeah, really. Yeah, but I mean, I remember. Well, no, I didn't have a girlfriend when I came home from deployments either. So yeah, y'all just keep rubbing it in.
Well, that's another thing. The coming home and this. I've known several people who come home, and their relationship was a lot worse.
Oh well, we're veterans. Yeah. Post-traumatic sex disorder is a real problem, man.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Well,
I
remember when we came home and I wasn't sure, if we could, it was like being newlyweds again. I wasn't sure, who he was, or, he came home different. We had to start over.
Yeah.
And
I see what you're doing, Scotty. Scotty's messing with the computer. It's moving on its own. Here's something else I wanted to ask about, because you brought up a good point. And of course, that this show is kind of tweaking towards veterans and all. Okay, so obviously, while he was gone, you were taking care of everything. Then he comes back. Now it's been a couple of years, and I don't know. Did you go? Has he been deployed since he was deployed with me in Afghanistan?
I went straight to Iraq.
That's right.
Came back.
I remember now.
Yeah.
So you've actually, you know, in the last couple of years, you've been deployed again. So yeah, when we come back, we're different. I mean, there's just nothing you can do, nothing you can say. It changes all of us. But the point I'm trying to make is, as being the wife, as being the one at home, you go from this empty bed to now there's some dude sleeping with you.
Yeah, that was hard.
Yeah,
that was the hardest because I was used to doing things on my own. I was used to surviving on my own.
Okay.
I was used to sleeping alone. I was used to making, you know, everything function without help. And so
then there's some stinky dude living with you.
Exactly. There was this guy that shows up. I don't even know who he is. He's not talking for 8 months. He's sitting on the couch. I don't know what's going to happen next. I was scared to leave the kids with him.
Really?
Because I didn't know his triggers. I didn't know what was going to happen.
Hey, I'm glad you're telling us. I'm glad you're telling us.
I had to go to work, and I'm like, do I feel safe?
Oh,
leaving my children here.
Yeah, there's
I don't know you anymore.
Yeah, there's plenty of people that still to this day don't fully understand me. I was a psychopath way before I was deployed any of the times. And I'm crazier now, but you know, a lot of different things happen too. Not only the deployment, but also like what was it earlier this week? First of this week, there was a huge explosion in Kabul.
Yes.
And it killed like 28, I think 30 people.
It killed 28 people and injured like 300.
Yeah. Okay. So what's the first thing I do is I put in there, well, gosh, I'm glad things aren't blowing up around me anymore. Then my interpreter, Mahira, that I got from Afghanistan, him and his family, I helped them through the embassy to get them visas and all. Now they live in the United States. He answers me right back and he says, you know, Inshura, you know, it's, so it's really weird. You go days and days and days without thinking about it, and then just a smell or and so that and it's just me and my dog really doesn't care what I smell like. But yeah, if there's a significant other in there, we joke around and all that other stuff.
And for the veteran coming home, you know, he comes home and he is struggling to find his place in the household again. I
didn't even know where the hell I was for the first 2 years when I got back this last time. I'm serious. I just showed up wherever I was supposed to be. And if I wasn't supposed to be anywhere, I was right where you left me.
It's like a pair of shoes.
Yeah, man. Is that not the truth? I mean, think about it. Because I didn't go right into work because I was okay financially. So I just that was it. I mean, sometimes I just sit in the living room. I wouldn't even have TV on.
I think I spent a lot of time in my car. I just went anywhere and everywhere. If somebody said, "Hey, show up," and it was like, well, okay. I'll be honest. I came back. I was single. I got a booty call in Texas, so I drove 1,400 miles for the worst sex I've ever had in my life.
God, that just recently happened to me, but in reverse.
Yeah, it was really bad.
People from Texas don't know how to spank it. Isn't that weird though? Right when I got back to, I had a booty call. I mean, she came up here. Isn't that weird? I wonder why you get booty calls right when you get back from deployments. I think what it is, they think there's a whole animal, primitive, instinctual, wild beast sex.
I think it's built up pressure that needs to be released.
That's it.
Right?
That's it. And man.
Well, I didn't bring that pressure home. I was fine.
Yeah. I was too. There was a lot of relief. I had a good
time in Afghanistan.
Yeah, there was a lot of relief valves for me too. And you got pretty ankles, babe. Woo, look at the corner of your eyes.
That burqa makes you look hot.
Yeah. Great toes, baby.
Does this burqa make me look fat? Oh, come on, that's funny.
I think I only saw like 4 women the whole time I was in that country.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you never got to go outside and play.
No,
I was outside. I got to go. I was outside all the time. You know what used to really freak me out is when I was outside playing and I had to talk to a woman because that's not cool. You
could have had her killed.
Well, I could have got killed. There was a couple times too that I had to kind of. I used to play with my pistol because the Soviet officers used to assassinate men on the streets with their Makarov, just for the hell of it. So there's kind of like a standing deal about. They knew we wouldn't just open up with our M4s, but they always kind of had this thing about pistol ammunition and pistols being fired there was no keeping track of it. So if I ever had a problem with somebody, like there was one time the Ministry of Defense, the colonel wouldn't let us come through, even though the day before we had already made arrangements. Hint, hint, wink, wink. We paid the guy off. All right. So the next day, now he's got his arms folded and he won't let me come in. So yeah, I'm flicking my M9 on my hip. Yeah. So, I mean, go from that to coming home to this. Now I carry a gun now and I've got a permit and everything, but, and I don't think I'd just flake out and kill him, shoot him or hurt it. Well, okay, maybe not. Maybe it's time to go to a commercial. I don't know. Because I told my shrink today that I don't get along with people.
I don't either. That must be a military thing.
I agree with you. I don't like people. That's the thing.
Isn't that weird?
I like other veterans.
I don't.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking. Of course I do.
Be selective and racist at the same time.
I'm racist all the way. I tell you that.
Well,
right
you know what? I admitted that the other day in church, and I swore I thought they were going to hang me from the rafters. Except for my pastor jumped in and went, "Wow."
I don't think that I am a racist. There's only one type of person that I don't like, and that's an asshole.
Well, that's an anatomy issue.
If you're a jerk,
that is open for just about anybody.
Well, it does. It applies to almost everybody.
That's hilarious. That could be anybody.
It doesn't matter what your color is, your religion, your gender, or anything else. If you're a jerk, you're a jerk.
I just honestly and truthfully believe, and you know what, you gotta be honest here. And I think veterans across the board, you've got the guys that just are completely full of it, that are just milking it for 100%. They sit over there and they chew on their fingernails and they drink a lot of beer and they play PlayStation 3, but they never, they're BSing it. Then you got the other folks like us that'll talk about it, and we're trying to help people and help each other. But we just said two things that are socially unacceptable. One, we don't like other people. And two, for the most part, we will say we're racist. And the funny thing about it is I'm not racist. Racist is race. You see what I'm saying? The race of a human being.
It doesn't have to be. It's not because of a color
or a religion.
A religion or an ethnicity, but it's just individuals themselves that the majority. Like I'll be honest with you, when I got back, I had issues on going to Walmart.
Yeah, me too.
If I walked into Walmart, I felt like I would kill every last one of them. Redneck, black, I could not care. I did not care. They rubbed me the wrong way just to even look at them.
Well,
for me,
better still.
It's anybody who gets offended by words. Like I don't know about anybody else, but I have never slapped anybody with a word. And you can call me whatever you want. I really, to be honest with you, could give two shits. It's my opinion, and it's mine, and I don't expect my opinion to change the world. So when other people have an opinion and they're like, this should be the gospel, screw you. I have a different opinion.
I think I read today somewhere it says, just because I don't agree with you doesn't make you right.
Correct.
I mean,
but I agree with you on that. So we're good.
So yeah, bitch. So here's isn't this weird? This is crazy, especially veterans talking about this kind of stuff, because maybe this will help somebody that's listening. Look, I have issues too. I listen to people sometimes and I get so frustrated because they don't see it the way I see it. That may or may not have anything to do with my military experience.
It has a lot to do with that, because I think that as a veteran, because we have seen enough things
but
that
look at what we saw.
Opened up. Well, exactly.
But look what we saw. Everything we saw is in a bad movie.
Well,
so people can see it too.
But
here's the difference, Mike. Here's the difference, and that's something I had an epiphany one day. Go figure. Hey, shut up! Don't say nothing right now, Mike.
There's a cream for that.
Look, as a veteran, especially veterans have deployed, and most of you guys can attest to this. When we were deployed, all right, being over there in theater was the simplest way of living that we could ever come across. We only had a couple of things to be worried about. One is surviving.
Yeah, that's number one.
Eating. Yeah, one was surviving. The other one was maybe getting up and eating or going to the bathroom. That's about it. Everything else, you could care about nothing else.
Okay, but now wait. I got to disagree because I felt like, for me, and we talked about this one time, I felt like survival was my number one priority. Number two was I got you 6.
Well, yeah.
Did you just fart?
No, that was my foot.
Oh, whatever. Okay, so see, I kind of think the second thing was keeping an eye on the people that were keeping an eye on me, because you remember that the people that were selling us that crap Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
IS Global or something like that. I went ballistic on them, and I couldn't go to their little trailer anymore. I was banned from there. Because I tried to choke the guy out. I had a hold of him. I pulled him up into the glass through that little hole, and I couldn't do what I wanted to. Yeah, so I went around the other side, and they closed the door, and they called the MPs. And, we didn't have AMPs on Phoenix, so the QRF guys came over there, and, I'm pulling on the door, shaking the whole trailer. I actually had to talk to one of the big shots with Telcom in the United States through AFES, and they sent a network guy to Kabul, and him and I walked around, and I let him talk to all the soldiers about IO Global and how they're ripping us off.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, so you see what I'm saying? So it's not. Maybe I'm not a racist. Maybe I just have zero tolerance for people trying to pull shit off on the other people.
And that's a big part of it.
Way for us to explain it to everybody and say, yeah, I'm racist, but you're right, Mike. Is we don't tolerate the BS. We've seen too much and lived too much to tolerate the BS that people go out. They try to portray to us. They try to tell me something. You're full of it, man. I don't want to listen to you BS your crap anymore.
And that's the thing is, like, I could sit here and like, okay, last week on the show we had Oz,
right?
And I made a comment or a joke about Oz.
Yeah.
But this is the kind of thing that, when you're in the military, you don't get offended by that sort of stuff because at the end of the day, it's not serious. It's a brotherhood.
Right. Now, that I made that exact joke about 6-8 months ago when we were taking a picture back here up against the logo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Identical. Same joke. Same thing.
But it's not meant to be offensive. It's meant to be a bonding thing. When you joke with somebody, you bond with them.
Yeah.
But
that is just weird.
People here nowadays, it's the complete opposite. You tell them a joke, and oh my God, the Congress has to get involved in it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
well, I don't know. The boss just came downstairs and was showing me a little bit more leg than I wanted to see. Yeah, our boss, 1, rarely wears underwear. 2, has no problem showing his junk at all times. Don't throw that at me.
What about the medics? That's like, what's the saying? You cannot get a medic.
Oh my God! Okay, yeah. Okay, so what I want you to do, folks, if you're listening, I want you to go to YouTube.
Go to YouTube.
Okay, and I want you to look at YouTube, and I don't know where we're at on YouTube.
His mouth from there.
But I am here to tell you, there is some disgusting thing. No, don't you do it. I swear, when you come downstairs tomorrow to do the morning show, it'll be right here. No, don't, no.
Oh, he licked it.
That is horrible. My pastor's watching. If you are watching YouTube, I apologize.
Oh, that poor bear.
This is DJ Scotty, the gentleman who owns the radio station, and he's being vulgar. He's not.
It's the bear.
The bear. He just attached a beanie
He's a Care Bear.
Yeah, he's carrying. Oh, that just looks wrong. Scotty, that looks wrong. Oh, my God. Oh, we're going to have to go to a commercial. That's disgusting. It's bigger than him. Yeah, proud little bear, ain't he? If you're not watching YouTube, don't. Because that was kind of just, he's not going to stop.
Ted.
Oh,
that's exactly right. Ted.
Wow.
We got Ted.
No, it shouldn't be point. Oh my God.
Are you going to put him on a donut?
Well, I got to help lean it up.
Oh, good. Yeah, you can't tell what that is. That just looks like another donut. The bear got glazed. No, listen. Oh, come on. That's disgusting. Oh, boy.
It's not that bad.
Yeah, coming from a girl who can't hover.
Well,
Jeez.
No, that's what it was a UFP, unidentified flying penis.
There you go.
He just called it
Perfect.
an unidentified flying penis. That's disgusting. Wait till he goes upstairs and let's get rid of that.
You have to go remove it.
No, I'm not touching it.
You do.
I'm not touching it.
I'm taking it home.
Yeah. So that's obviously that's relationship advice right there.
Wow, that put it in perspective right there. Right?
Yeah. Well, no, that's not putting it in perspective, buddy. That's way out of perspective.
That's not.
All right. Let's loop this around so I can go to a commercial. Listen.
Sure.
I think veterans talking to other veterans with the understanding that we are not medical people, not trained shrinks. Okay. But I think our friends, I think our family members should be involved in this, but I think it should be without being mean. I'm just trying to say it this way, is that, look, veterans need to talk to veterans. You know what, as Christians, and it's hard to say that with that thing sticking in the camera right there, but Christians are supposed to fellowship with Christians. There's a reason for that. I think veterans should fellowship with other veterans because if, let's say right now, when we're talking, if I start to break down a little bit and I start a tear in my eye, you guys will understand. You won't judge me. You'll walk me right through it. And if I don't want to be walked through it, you'll leave me alone. You see what I'm saying? It's because we understand.
Yes.
Now, there are times that people with actual clinical training, because and this is the way the doctor explained it to me years ago, is that everything that we do as humans is written in a book. Every bit of our psyche is already written down. There's already cause and effect. There's already why you're feeling this way is written somewhere. And these people are generally pretty good at identifying it and prescribing medications. But
what they want to do is when with a veteran, when you get that tear in your eye and you aren't quite prepared to go down that road, other veterans can feel that and they will back off of you.
Sure. Yeah.
A doctor sees that and it's like, oh, the door is open. I've got to bust through it.
Well, don't y'all agree that's maybe a little CYA, and it's also a little look, we have an epidemic in our country. Whether anybody wants to identify it that way other than the veterans, that's why I'm here, I guess. But here's the thing: 22 veterans a day are committing suicide. They're taking their own lives now, and
that doesn't even take into account the amount of them that are sitting there thinking about it that just haven't taken that step.
A chaplain a long time ago told me, for every person in the military that tries or succeeds or whatever you want to call it, commits suicide, there are more than likely 3 others that have thought about it or attempted it. So, I mean, if you take that into consideration, there's roughly 88 people a day that are veterans. Now, here's the tick, okay? 22 veterans a day are committing suicide. Right now, they say there are 23 to 25 million American veterans that are not even in the system yet, that have not even signed up yet with the VA.
Do you know that we have the highest percentage in our era right now? We have the highest percentage of veterans over any other era. That includes Vietnam.
Yep.
Because in Vietnam, it was the same people being sent over and over and over again. Now there is such a rotation of National Guard units and military units that are going.
Let's be realistic. I was in the Guard for 6 years and I traveled more in those 6 years than I did in the other 20 active and reserve.
Oh yeah.
I mean, man, the Georgia Guard, I was somewhere all the time.
I got out of training, and my introduction to the unit was pack your shit, we're going.
Yeah. I mean, I was always on the move. So that's that I guess that's my point. I know we kind of got off a relationship, but hey, it's the world according to Mike, and I can do that if I want to. So neener. What's that, buddy?
You can, because I say you can still wrap around back to that, because in the relationship field of veterans, having their family understand, or their spouse understanding what they're going through, that's the biggest I think thing that happens between two people, is that they don't communicate, they don't tell each other what's going on. Number one, because we don't feel like we can,
right?
We don't want to, as a veteran, right? And then the spouse just doesn't understand why we can't, and then they kind of get angry at us, or angry at that person,
right?
Because you don't want to tell them what's going on. You don't want to tell them what's going on. Maybe they won't. There's still things I haven't told Lisa that happened to me, but I feel I've gone through. I still haven't done it.
Yeah, and you know what?
I think I will. Maybe I will someday, but
Well, here's the thing too: is that I think people are sitting back waiting for stories of, you jumping out of a C-130 or rappelling out of a C-130 with two machine guns in your hand while you're slashing people's throats. You know what? I don't think it's about that. I mean, there's probably some people out there, and I know every facet of the military, but for the most part, I don't really know one single veteran that will sit down and tell you the reason why they're effed up is because of the blood and guts.
No, I don't think that. I don't even think that's it.
Man, I tell you what, I know mine is severe depression, because I had to make you guys do so much stuff for 2 years prior to leaving.
Ridiculous stuff.
Ridiculous, nightmarish stuff, man. I had to drive you guys like freaking cattle. There was classes every day. There was training. Look at Mike Carter, Keonis Q, freaking Williams, Moss, all these guys, man. I drove these guys like freaking cattle, seriously. And I feel, I mean, without saying, I feel like shit for making them do that.
Let me tell you something that I always, when I share my stories, especially that I'm involved with the Georgia State Defense Force,
right?
And I'm the tech NCO for the OCS, and I'm trying to train these officers to be good people, good leaders. When I tell them the stories of what transpired, the good officers versus the bad officers, I always bring up the point: if it wasn't for all the stuff that you put us through, I wouldn't have survived. Because of you, because of the things that you put us through, all that training, all that craziness that we did, all the death by PowerPoint, all that stupidity that we thought was stupid. Bottom line, at the end of the day, when we were, tell you what, bro, that helped me survive.
Well, that's cool, man. I appreciate that. I do. Because you got to understand, man, there were times, especially in the TOC, the Tactical Operations Center for folks listening, at 1 o'clock in the morning, where I'm doing a mission brief to send out the PSD, the security detail, to go to Camp Edgar's. I'm sending 12 guys in 3 armored vehicles to go into the combat zone to go pick up a frozen cat head, because the veterinarian is throwing a fit because there's a dead cat, and they think it's rabies and they don't want it spread. And it's like, this can't wait till the morning, and she's throwing a fit. And you see what I'm saying is, I'm like, ma'am, give me a break. It's not going to change between now and light. And she goes, what, are you guys afraid of the dark? And I'm like, I'm going to punch you right in the face, because damn, when did the shit happen?
Yeah.
At night.
It's not like
there's heroin addicts, there's freaking drunks, there's killers and cops on the streets of Kabul.
Not just to mention the fact that it has nothing to do with the fear of the dark, but for Christ, let these kids get some sleep once in a while. Man, let them sleep through a night if they can.
We were on a mission one time. We started out at 5 o'clock in the morning. It's like 2 o'clock in the freaking morning. And Cozart, y'all remember Cozart?
I love her.
Oh, she's great, man. Let me tell you something. She was driving one of the Rhinos I was in, and it was 2:00 in the morning, and I'm on the radio talking to everybody, and we are literally just getting inundated by stupid stuff in the middle of town at that time. You know, the cops got people pulled over. They're beating the crap out of people. They're throwing stuff out of their cars. You know, they don't get paid, so they extort from the populace. They're beating the crap out of people and everything else like that. So I told lead vehicle to speed up, and she's like, you know, I got to keep up. And I'm like, I don't care how fast you go. Do you realize we are cooking through Cobble at about 2:00 in the morning with lasers all over the place, with freaking pen flares and some other stuff going on. And we were probably doing about 70 miles per hour. And I'm here to tell you, she nicked a few, you know, she nicked a few Toyota Corollas, and she's like, should we stop? And I'm like giggling, going, no. I'm like, Cozart, I'm tired, baby. Get me home, you know? And I'm talking to the other, Sergeant Major was in one of the vehicles. Carter was in one of the vehicles. Then you got the British folks and their strikers. You got our guys in the up armored Humvees. And I'm telling everybody on the radio, go as the slowest we're going to go is the slowest vehicle. Who can't keep up? And everybody's like, we're up. I'm trail you up. We're all up. So we're doing 70, 80 miles per hour through town, and we're just flying as this giant freaking armored convoy. And I tell you what, we pull back in and everybody clears your weapons. And I tell you what, man, there's a lot of people coming up, smacking me on the head, going, thanks, you know, I appreciate you making that call. And I'm like, buddy, I'm tired. I get sick of it, you know, because everywhere you go, everything you do was difficult. And you have to remember in the back of your mind, you're in a freaking combat zone, man. Things go bad fast. They unravel and they go bad fast.
In a blink.
I never see. I was one of those sheltered kids, and you know.
Yeah, but you know what? Remember the plane ride from, what was that place, Bishlavek, or Bishvek? Remember that plane ride into Kabul? Yeah, that was fun, huh?
Oh yeah, loved it.
Yeah, when the lights went red. Yeah, the lights go red in the C-17, and he starts making those S turns as he's diving at the ground at about 300 miles per hour. And then you can smell the engines freaking just straining. And then it bounces off the ground 3 or 4 times. The door opens and some Air Force dude is looking at you going, hey, dude, get your ass off my plane. And it's like, okay, hold on. He's like, get your ass off my plane. They just rocketed here, you know? And it's like, you know, you're grabbing all your stuff and you're diving out that freaking door. And then, of course, they don't park anywhere near the freaking
No, it's like 500 miles to the freaking airport door.
You're running 2 miles across the freaking tarmac.
Meanwhile,
they just told you that they freaking rocketed it, you know?
And they put so much gear on these.
Absolutely. Yeah, so you see what I'm getting at is, I saw some blood and guts. That first convoy that got blown up.
Yeah.
We had just peeled away from them. They went to Victor 4, and the Brits lost 17 people. So I mean, but you see that stuff. I guess you're kind of prepared for that kind of stuff because you know you're in a combat zone. But the reality of the matter is that every second of every minute, y'all have heard me do this before, of every hour of every day for months, you're on edge. You know what?
You don't realize you're wound that tight, but you are.
Do you know how many times I fell asleep wherever I was?
All the time. You know, I can still do that. I sleep better when I am not at home in my bed than I do.
Well, you and I were talking about it. I don't know about you, Tello, but I don't really sleep. Now, they give me medication if I want to take it, knock my ass out for 2 days. But for the most part, I just kind of doze off.
Yeah.
I did it today.
Mrs. T can tell you for herself.
How does she deal with that? I mean, because I know that a lot of people have mistaken I take a tremendous amount of medication on a daily basis, not only for my brain, but for my body. And I sometimes, you know, if the timing's not right or the food's not right or the hydration's not right or I'm drinking beer, I will fall asleep. And a lot of times that gets interpreted as being lazy, as being, you know, not interested, all this other stuff. And hey, look, you know what? I do the morning show quite a bit. I fill in for the girls. Scotty today told me, he said, look, just plan on being here every day. And then because the girls, the summer's coming up, they got kids and all, so I'll just be a permanent on the morning show. I get off, I'm back home by lunchtime. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I usually fall asleep because that's when I take my second load of medication.
I feel like I'm asleep all of the time. And, you know, all the doctors that I've had are like, oh, you're depressed. That's why you sleep so much. It's like, no, I'm not depressed. I'm actually pretty happy.
Yeah. You know, I'm not a rich man.
I just beat the crap out of some kid in the Walmart. I'm fine.
Yeah. Look, a really hot blonde. And this is for all the listeners out there. I'm catfishing. A really hot blonde, a Corvette, one of the new Corvettes, preferably the Electra Bahama Blue. And I don't need a big place because the big place you got to furnish and and it's just me and my dog. But I would like a hot tub pool kind of setup.
Yeah,
I like the water. If somebody just set me up with that, you can call me anything you want. I mean, I can eat pizza every day. You know, I can alternate pizza and Chinese food every day. And I'd
have to have some Mexican in there.
Well, take it out on the landscaper. That wasn't racist.
Cool boy.
So, yeah, I mean, and I don't know about you guys, but I don't eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
No.
I usually eat when I'm hungry, and I usually eat too much. I usually eat one meal a day, and I usually eat too much.
I usually grab something as I'm walking through the kitchen, just because, like, if I have to go through my kitchen to go anywhere else in the house. My bedroom's off the kitchen, the living room's off the kitchen,
Damn.
Everything is off the kitchen.
Most houses are based on the living room that way, but
no, ours. I hate our house. I hate it.
Wow, you hear that, Pat?
He knows. Yeah, well, we have whoever built my house, if you're listening, that would be fantastic because I'm about to let you know how I feel about this.
If the person that built your house is listening, I will run naked through the parking lot.
There is a bathroom that is literally right off of the front porch. Like, you open the front door and take a left, there's a bathroom right there, and it's got a floor to ceiling window next to the toilet. Like, if the UPS guy knocks on the door, I could open up the screen and get my mail. Guess where the fan blows?
Wow.
On the front porch.
Wow. I had a hotel room like that where the head of the bed was right next to the crapper.
That's ridiculous.
Terrible. Yeah, you couldn't take a crap and go back to bed. It just wouldn't work.
Who does that? Who puts a bathroom on the front porch?
I want to know who built your house now, damn it. I got an issue with that.
I do too. I think that should be in the back of the house. Sorry, I'm just...
Hey, guys, we've been at this almost an hour. Isn't that crazy? Let me go to a commercial and pay some bills. And Telios, y'all are more than welcome to stay, or if y'all need to get off, that's either one. We got some important stuff we want to talk about tonight. I had my variable speed cohort look up how much how much water is in beer.
I know. Do you know?
And then what would you call a fly if we took off its wings?
Got it.
So stuff like that. Some of that important stuff. Hey, we're going to go to a commercial. Here it is. It's The World According to Mike with my variable speed co-host. and the Telios. Why do I say it with an English accent? Telios. Teleho. I like a pony. I don't know why I said that. We're going to a break. We'll be back in a few. It's The World According to Mike.
You guys are crazy.
We're still on YouTube, man.
Daddy, you are. I want a pony, and I want a pony now.
We chased everybody off. We had a few listeners on. Everything just kind of bailed out on us. I guess we got. You know what? We're right in that weird audience thing right now, where we're starting to not really appeal to other listeners, just regular folks. But I mean, there's a few that are interested just because we're veterans. But I think we're starting to transition over into veterans.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm cool with that.
Okay.
Anything that's going to help the Foxhole Support Network, I'm good with it.
think so. I think it'd be great for you guys to just transition into just veterans listening and just share what we have to share about our experiences or
I mean, one big problem is we only have the one line phone. Well, I think you can conference it, but so that's going to be tough. But the boss has been talking about a multi-line phone, so we just haven't had to need it up until now. We're growing. I'm kind of a big deal, if you guys didn't know.
Yeah, man.
I am. Well, kind of a big deal.
If you want to call back, just hit me up again, and
y'all go have sex or something. I don't know, whatever it is you guys do.
You better make up for that Valentine's Day, man.
Yeah, come on, that's lame-o, dude. Listen to laugh, you evil.
I take care of her though. I do a lot of things.
I know you do, man.
Do you take care of her like this, Ted? I mean, seriously, like Ted over here.
Man,
with
you get rid of Ted. Ted's
no,
man.
I'm not touching Ted. Ted's
I'm not
yours.
Touching, no.
Then Ted will stay right there.
Poor Ted.
Yeah.
Laid out on his back.
Ted the penis.
Today. That was funny. That was hilarious. I like that.
Get out of here, Telios. Thanks, guys. We appreciate you. Hey, tell everybody next week, you're talking about leadership, right? I'll announce this when we get back on the air. But next week, one of the big chiefs, the international operations head, Ron Wallace, wrote a book on leadership called From a UPS Driver Up the Ladder or Up the Chain. I forget. I have to look up the exact it. But he's sending me a copy of the book this week, and I'll read it. But we'll have him as a telephone interview. And it's a book about leadership, starting from the bottom and working your way up. So I apologize. I don't know the exact name of it. I'll look it up again.
And if you want to get a hold of Jim Tello, go right ahead because you are part of the Foxhole now.
Jim? Okay. Hello, Jim. Yeah, you're part of the board of directors now, right?
Yes, I am.
All right, well, freaking do something, dude. Damn. We don't just give these damn titles away. Think we just give these titles away? Jeez. And you want to get paid. Whatever.
Can I say one thing?
Nope. Sorry, ma'am. I'm sorry. Nope. Your time's up.
We're done. Sorry.
What, girlie?
Okay.
I was just teasing.
Danielle, I wanted to tell you that I really liked your group, the Foxhole.
Thank you.
And that
it's not her group.
Well,
it's not her group.
It's our group.
Ours.
Our group. Well, I've been on it, and I've watched how you guys have taken care of others, and especially those in need, and the ones that really were desperate for help. I've watched everyone pitch in at the same time and help take care of whatever needed to be done to get to that person, to make sure that they got every resource available to them.
Absolutely.
And I wanted to let you know that I'm impressed with that, number one, but it also affected the direction that I was going in as far as nursing. And I kind of, because of watching that, it kind of clicked in me my direction for nursing as far as going to work for veterans and with PTSD and suicide.
Awesome.
So I'm an LPN and I'm doing my bridge program. I got one more semester and I'll have my RN. And I've already contacted Anchor Hospital.
Yeah, up here in Atlanta.
And, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm waiting to hear back from them, but of course, they're like, hey, we need you. We need you. Come here, come work with us.
Yeah.
So, and they have a specific wing just for veterans with PTSD and suicide, and of course, rehab, withdrawal, drug and alcohol program, which is excellent.
So we should be up there.
Watching Will for all this time deal with PTSD, I know what I'm looking at. I see it. I live with it every day.
Right.
I mean, for God's sake, he's got 70% PTSD alone.
Yeah.
Just with the disability for his PTSD. So it did affect me And I know that I'm not military, and I wasn't there, and I don't understand what you went through, but I'm compassionate enough, and I understand this side of the world, this side of how it affects us, how it affects everyone else. And I can understand what goes on with veterans with this, that I can see that, you know, they need support, they need understanding, they need help with knowing what to do with this. They don't know how to switch it back to the U.S. and switch it back to reality here.
Absolutely. So, hey, look, let me go back live real quick, okay? Hold on just a sec. All right.
Okay, go ahead.
Hey, it's the world according to Mike. We're back live. Some people are commenting about Ted up front there. I'm not touching it. And then somebody said, yeah, they don't blame me, and I don't blame them, and I wouldn't look at it, and I'm not touching it. And Danielle said, or excuse me, Variable Speed co-host said she's gonna take it home. We're talking with Mrs. T.
Does it need to move, Mike?
Yeah, get rid of that thing. I'm just tired of looking at it. It's gross. Oh, jeez, the stuff you got to do to be on the radio these days. So we're talking with Mrs. Telio, and she's bringing up a good point. Now, you said that you're going for your RN, correct?
Correct.
And you're talking about what it's like to be not necessarily struggling with PTSD, but what it's like to struggle to be with somebody that's struggling. That just doesn't sound right. But you get, hopefully, if you're listening, you get the point. And it's look, my kids, my kids adjusted very well. I think if anybody adjusted to my nonsense, it was my children. And there are times that I just go lay down, you know, and they're perfectly okay with it. They used to be like, come on, Dad, let's go do stuff. They know that there's better quality time if you just let me work through it, you know?
Yep.
Are there, and here again, watch me piss some people off. There are a slew of people out there that are claiming this, and the only reason they're doing that is because they don't want to get jobs, and they want to sit around and play video games, and they want to just sit around and drink. And they do the whole running through the house at night screaming, kill the enemy, and they never left any camp, wherever they were, anything else like that. Am I saying they're not suffering from it? No. I'm saying they're pretty much milking it. And I know those guys because I remember listening at the phone bank at Camp Phoenix. You know, you got an Audubon line so you can call home. It's like a 15-minute free call, right? And I'm listening to guys tell their moms how they repelled out of C-130s and they're cutting people's throats and they're eating raw goat. And I'm looking at them going, dude, have you even left the fob? You know, and then guys that are screaming on the phone at their wives about crazy stuff, you know, doing this and doing that. And I'm over here getting shot at. And it's like, dude, are you freaking kidding me? But
I had a blast.
People milk the civilian populace with what they don't know. They really do. It's embarrassing and it's unfortunate, but
a veteran will call you out on that in a heartbeat.
And you know what? You can always tell because within my church, within my friends, within my group, everywhere, people always know that I'll talk to any veteran, especially if they're having some trouble. So a lot of the times, mom, dads, brothers, sisters, whatever, aunts, uncles will introduce me to folks. And it takes me about 2 seconds before I go, hi, dude, come on, man. Let's sit down and talk, you know? And then there's the other guy who does not want to talk to me and definitely doesn't want to talk to me in front of their mom because I'll say, well, what did you do? Well, I was Special Forces Agent Orange. I worked in a motor pool. Yeah, you know, so those guys don't, and they're milking it. And they're trying to get all different things. You know what? A lot of times these guys get backed up into a corner and they're probably some of the 22. Because there's nothing more embarrassing than your family members not respecting you or not having, you know, not trusting you. And that will happen because a lot of these guys build up some hellacious stories, boy.
Yep.
I'll give you an example. Miss Telio, are you still there?
I am.
Okay. I know you guys might have to go. I had a story I was going to tell about a civilian up in Vietnam, is what we used to call Fayetteville, Fort Bragg. I don't know if you need to go or.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. 3rd Special Forces Group is up at Fayetteville at Fort Bragg. And they were reporting this week that a civilian has been living in the barracks for months now. That has never been in the military, never served in the military, had numerous fake ID cards, had keys to rooms, his room, other rooms.
He was actually given rank and responsibility. Like he was promoted and he wasn't even in the military.
And he was helping new people when they came to the barracks, getting squared away. He had girls. Yeah, he had girls up in his room. A lot of the other occupants of the building, to include the barracks manager, who was an E7, and the key word here was an E7. Actually, they let him borrow his car. That's how he got caught. He got a DUI in somebody else's car. They released him on his own recognizance, or whatever the word is. And then they started researching the unit. And the unit came back and said, nope, not one of our guys. So then, people went on a fact-finding mission. And they found some facts out. And they showed up at the barracks. And this guy was literally in uniform, but without a jacket on, so just in his T-shirt with some other guys. And kept telling the investigators, I can't go to my room right now. I can't leave with you. I got to do this, and all that other stuff. And then finally they just said, okay, turn around, put your hands behind your back. And they went through his room and they found all this stuff. Wow. Now, here's the moral of this story. Obviously everybody's in trouble. When you work with an SF group, you're an NCO. I don't know what it is now or how they do it. They just Omni VOR, you're an E5. But back in the day, they used to have acting jack NCOs, and if you were an E4, they'd pin you E5. You weren't getting paid for it, but you wore sergeant stripes. And that's just because everybody needs to be sergeant. At least everybody needs to be a non-commissioned officer. Now, the reason why they do this too is, as a non-commissioned officer, you can give a lawful order. Not a direct order, but a lawful order. And they wanted to hold you to that. You see what I'm saying? Because when they tell an NCO to do something, it's different than if they're just telling a private, a PFC, So that's one of the reasons why the SF groups do that. Okay, so everybody's an NCO there. Everybody knew about this. Now it's slowly but surely coming out that there was a bunch of them that knew he wasn't even in the military.
Wow.
And they still let this dude. I would think, unless something's changed, if you're in an SF group, you've got at least a secret clearance. At least a secret clearance. Now, that doesn't mean you're bringing home, secret stuff, secret squirrel stuff. But you are privy to it, and you probably talk about it with your buds. You're sitting in the room going, yeah, tomorrow I got to go, That's kind of sad.
Yep.
Yeah, I think, what I think is the military. I don't know if you guys saw the thing about the Marine helicopters. When you're with a helicopter unit, you have what's called an OR, operational readiness. Okay. And basically you try to maintain RL1. The reason why is RL1 means you can go in battle. And that, unless something's changed, that's pretty much what a military is for. Well, when you're RL3, that means you can't even backfill a unit that's RL1. RL2 you can, but RL3 means you're non-operational. You suck. So maintenance people in aviation units have to work quick. So if I come back as a pilot and I say this aircraft's a POS and, this is wrong with it, if they can't fix it in like 4 hours, they got to start reporting it to people because your OR goes down. All right. Well, there's a couple lieutenant colonels that are in the Marine Corps that I have band together because their helicopters are in such bad shape that less than 50% of them are even flyable.
Wow.
The rest of them are sitting in hangars because there's no pieces, parts to fix them. You take that into consideration. Then you take into consideration that we've spent over $1 trillion trying to figure out the new fighter jet. All right. That we still can't figure out. The nightmare known as the Osprey, the rotating, these things are supposed to cost about $10 million a copy. They're like $115 million a copy. That bad, overspent, over budget. They break down continuously.
And they wonder where the money goes.
And they have not had a use for them for which they were actually designed. And that was long range insertions, which the Black Hawk is more than capable of handling. The CH-47. How many times were people inserted in Afghanistan on the top of those hills in CH-47s? Well, that'd be all the time, Mike. So yeah, doesn't make any damn sense to me at all. So all these things in the military, and now they're making it extremely difficult for us to even feel proud of what we've done and accomplished. And that weighs on me. When you're a guy that walks around where 90% of the people know you as Military Mike, and they read these things today at the Veterans Administration, the officer, they have an armed officer there, an actual police officer. He used to be a sergeant major in the George Guard, and I knew him, and he was like, dude, what are you causing trouble up here? I'm like, hell yeah, you know me. And we got to talking and all that other stuff, and he's the one who brought up some of these stories to me, and I'm like, yeah, I'm aware of that. And he goes, what the hell's going on, man? There's
no pride in it anymore.
Man, is it? Well, I mean, if you don't have enough money to fix helicopters, I don't know that that's so much pride as it is a screwed up government.
A very screwed up government.
Yeah.
They are taking more and more money away from the military in every aspect of the military.
Right.
And then blaming the military for all of its problems.
Alex from Tech Talk says that his former brother-in-law is to testify in Congress to save the Osprey. I have been on that aircraft, and I've been around that aircraft, and it doesn't need to be saved. It needs to die off. I apologize if your brother-in-law is close or whatever his plan is, but for a guy that where the rubber meets the road, or where the rotor wash blew my hair, I can tell you right now that aircraft was a piece of crap. All right, so now you're A-10. Did you guys ever do anything with the A-10? I worked quite a bit with the A-10 early on there in the late 80s, early 90s, Desert Stormish time frame. We had what were called JATS, Joint Air Attack Team missions. The A-10 is the baddest thing you've ever seen on the battlefield.
The only thing I ever got to see was the Chinooks.
The Chinooks, a Chinook with a minigun is a bad boy.
Oh yeah.
Man, isn't it weird that we're supposed to be, and I went through this whole thing last night, and I read about the top 20 militaries in the world. And of course, United States is number one. And I like to believe that, I really do. But then I was my job years ago as a young, good looking private. Can you imagine? I'll show you some pictures. It's hilarious. As an E2, E3, I was a multi-unit trainer. I was master unit trainer with Soviet Warsaw Pact Small Arms. I was a cultural guy. I learned about cultures before teams went in, and I did the briefings. That's what I did. And my whole thing was Soviet and Warsaw Pact. Scary, isn't it? Guess what I saw and I recognized about the Soviet Union and the Warsaw Pact in the mid-'80s?
Carry on.
They had aviation units where 50% of the aircraft couldn't fly. They had weird things going on in their conscript army. They had NCOs that weren't getting paid, that were selling off equipment, and that was breeding off to the officers.
We're repeating history. We
are repeating. out of everything, do you want your water supply to be contaminated?
Are we talking about Michigan or are we talking about
Well,
now?
I'm just saying the government was running that when it went bad.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want your military to be 50%?
No.
Yeah. Do you want your veterans to be killing themselves off? I mean, that's what we're doing.
Well, that's what they want, so they don't have to pay for them.
Is somebody making that decision? I think you're being a little harsh.
No, I think it's a hopeful. I don't think that they're actively deciding, you know what, we're just gonna push the button and make all these guys kill themselves. But no, it's an active decision of, you know, we could fix the VA, but we're not going to fix the VA because if you think about it, these guys are going out there killing themselves in about 20 years when they're when they're going through their retirement age. We don't have to take care of them.
That is such a
Oh, come on. People think like that.
Now, look, these guys with the VA, they gave out $110 million in bonuses, okay, in 2014. And
not a one of them deserved.
Well, you know, I don't think so. And, you know, it came out that, hey, they were squeaking the numbers, you know, to make them look good. Okay, so what a lot of people don't know is that the budget for 2016 had a $300 million bonus plan written into it, which of course now has been stopped. Wait a minute. Do you realize that the VA is the second largest government agency in our country?
Yes.
Why?
Because I don't know. Because, you know, people want to get paid without doing crap.
When you go to the VA hospital at Claremont Road and you can't find parking, is it because of all the patients or is it because of all the people people that work there? And I can promise you that because I always schedule my appointments as early in the morning as possible, because if you're not in that parking lot by 8 o'clock,
you don't get a parking space.
Yeah.
And these people, they don't even leave for lunch because they know as soon as they pull out of that parking space,
it's gone.
That parking space is gone.
Yeah.
So they don't leave. They will sit in their cars and eat. They will eat inside, but they don't leave.
Oh man. Oh, and there is 23 to 25 million veterans that currently are not listed with the VA. Okay, so we got some real issues. And I guess we have to have more radio programs like this. We got to get on TV. We got to have the Foxhole Support Network grow to about 200,000 people.
Yep.
And that way we'll have, do we need to start taking the Foxhole Support Network and talking to other groups? Because, you know, there's a million of these little grassroots groups out there.
I would like to connect our group with these other groups, but I don't foresee all of these pop-up groups.
Right. Now, you know, soon as you asked me to be on the board, I jumped over and I probably joined, I'd say 30 other veteran groups just to see how they ran and everything else. Out of the 30, I would say 10% would be 3 groups, right? So I'm going to say 20 to 25% of the groups that I joined either rejected me because I wouldn't give them a copy of my DD Form 214, or that they didn't like my attitude, or they didn't even answer me back.
Yeah.
I would say 25%. I can tell you right now, 2 of them argued with me. One guy argued with me because he said I had to prove that I was a combat veteran. And I said, oh, this is going to be fun. And he goes, oh, you think this is funny? And then just started lashing out at me. Another one said that I had to prove that I was suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder or mild traumatic brain injury.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I had to prove it to her, and I had to prove my combat experience. And so as the conversation went on, I asked her where she served, and she said that doesn't matter. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I thought this
I have
group,
to prove to you.
Yeah, I thought this group was only veterans and only people that are suffering from post-traumatic, blah, blah, blah. And come to find out, she didn't start the group. A friend of hers did, but because of the way she was, how organized she was, is that she was asked to run the group. She'd never served before.
Awesome.
But she said because her father had post-traumatic stress disorder and she has a son that's serving, that she deserved the right to dictate to the group who could join and who couldn't.
Now, that's why all of my admins are veterans. That's why all of my board members are veterans. And their only requirement, the reason that we at the Foxhole are a closed group, is I don't want to have a lot of civilians in the group, but we do allow it. We allow the parents of, the spouses of, giving it, some
Right.
people just need to realize what's going on to stay connected.
Support that group. It's a support network.
And our only requirement is if we look on your page and we can just get a visual of, okay, he's in uniform, or he's got things that he's posted that are politically geared towards being a veteran, then we just, you know where I'm going with that, Second Amendment rights. We allow that person. We don't question them at all. We just go ahead and add them. Now, if we don't see anything like that, and we see that the personality profile is absolutely anti-war and all this other crap, it's an automatic block. Automatic.
Yeah. Now,
but we've kept out the spam bots.
Oh, yeah. And I don't know why, because some of those chicks are hot.
Yeah, I mean, the Justin Bieber porn is not for me.
I get at least 5 to 7 friend requests a day. And at least that many of them are hot babes that live in Brazil that just graduated high school or just got on Facebook and only have those 3 pictures.
Yeah.
I friend all of them.
And that is why your computer is ate up.
No, I don't. So, Telios, are you still with us? Or are you just listening to me and variable speed over here?
I'm still here.
Okay. All right, good. I hope you're learning something. Hell, I think it's just the 3 of us tonight, but we're good. So I know we were talking about this, is we're kind of right in between right now. The fact of having civilian listeners and switching over to being, veterans type radio. I think what I want to throw out there as much as possible is the fact that you can call in, you can talk to us. There was a gentleman, I'm not going to say his name, but there was a gentleman on the Foxhole or in the Foxhole the other day that he was ranting and raving a little bit, and then he disappeared. And within 2 days, we knew exactly where he was. We knew he was okay, and we had talked to family members. And so that's pretty cool, at least, and I ask this all the time on the Foxhole Support Network, is to send out a message to your entire friends list and say, hey, if you're a veteran, if you're a family member of a veteran, just join our group. We're not asking for anything out of y'all, people that join. We're actually saying join the group and see if we have anything that you might need. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And if it's something that you don't necessarily need anything from us, there might be somebody in that group that needs something from you. And that's the best part, because what I have found as a veteran is it's not just a matter of, I need somebody to help me. I need to help somebody. And that by helping somebody else, that's what helps me, because I came home without a purpose. And now I have a purpose. Every day, the first thing I do is I check the network and see if there's anybody out there that needs something, because if I have it and I can give it, that gives me purpose.
Yeah, having purpose, geez, I can't tell you how many times I've sat back and just went, wow, I am a complete, utter dud. I'm a dud round.
Not at all. That's not that's not how I see you.
Yeah. Well, that's sometimes it's the way I feel, because I'm not really, when you do a lot of stuff in the military, and you guys know this, is that you push yourself really hard through training. You push yourself really hard. Well, I never did it PT, but
yeah,
I would go
You can forget about PT.
I participated. Okay, I was a spectator. Colonel Carter used to laugh at me.
You were on the ground.
Yeah. Colonel Carter used to laugh at me because I can't run. So I used to walk really fast and swing my arms around and sweat really bad. I didn't feel like I was pushing myself. I didn't feel like I was challenging myself. And then slowly but surely, my doctors had challenged me to do this or to do that. And basically I was like, oh yeah, sure. I walk out of the VA office and flip them off and go, whatever. And I noticed along the way that I really wasn't getting any better. So I did start, progressing a little bit with things that I enjoy. Aviation is a big thing. Firearms are a big thing. Chess. I am like a little kid when it comes to chess. And I'm not going to lie. Last night I stayed up till about 2-3 o'clock in the morning reading about the strategies at winning in Monopoly.
I do miss poker.
I miss poking her too, but she moved. So wow, I digress.
Yeah. We weren't going down that road, but I was talking about the card game.
Yeah. Hey, look, we got like 30 minutes before I start getting charged by the hour. I'm joking. Minimum wage here is still $7.25. But we did have a couple other things that we wanted to talk about. I think it's, other than the Telios, it looks like it's pretty much us. I'm sitting here watching us on YouTube and we have 0 viewers. Oh, there we go. I'm back.
Yay.
So, yeah, kind of a slow night tonight. I'm cool with that. I did want to get with you about how much water, the guys are all taking a trip up to the Jack Daniel's distillery.
Mm-hmm.
And I am one of these guys, one of our advertisers, Gravity. It's a home brew, Gravity Craft and home brew right here in Conyers. Check out their Facebook page if you get a chance. It's really cool. And we go up there periodically. They've got like 20 seasonal beers on tap, and you can test them. They got little like shot glasses of them, and it's really fun. They teach you a lot about it, and they have books on it up there. But they have stuff to make a still. Now here's the thing: is I told y'all before I want to do and I know I'm pronouncing this wrong, an absinthe night. Absence. Yeah. How come when I say it's wrong, you guys say it's right? Y'all can go to hell. All right. So I want to do that because you hallucinate, and it's.
I'm pretty sure that was what was in Alice's little drink me bottle.
Okay. So I want to do that, but and I want to invite some friends up, but the requirement is obviously you're going to have a designated driver that isn't drinking, or a cab or Uber or something.
A tent.
A tent. I don't know. Scotty doesn't like you sleeping in the studio. I used to do it all the time. And
I can't drink, so if you need a DD, I'll be that.
Yeah, see, we got one right there. I just live down the road, so I can get somebody to drive me home.
When we came home from Germany, that was the first thing I picked up in the airport was a big, huge box of these chocolates. And to be honest with you, I had no idea what absinthe was at the time. So I bring these chocolates home and I give them to my mom. And then my mom takes them with her to work.
There you go.
And then, of course, there was a woman there that was having a bad day. And mom's like, oh, look, my daughter brought some chocolate from Germany. Here, have one.
Oh, yeah, that'll make your day better.
And the woman took a few and she was like, oh, my God, Lynn, are you trying to get me drunk? And mom was like, what are you talking about? She's like, this has alcohol in it. And they looked, and sure enough, this was like 17% alcohol per little piece of chocolate.
I know.
So, yeah, my mom got tore up.
Ain't it cool?
Yeah, it was awesome.
Well, this has got like a whole glass thing, and you drip the water over a sugar cube, and it turns murky green, and you see God, and I think it'd be hilarious. It'd be some fun. It's going to be on me, so
I want to talk to the Mad Hatter.
Yeah. So, but check this out. The guys are doing a trip, and we're going up to the Jack Daniel's distillery, so that's going to be fun. I can't wait. I love Jack Daniels. No, not the guy, but the liquor. But here's the thing. Wouldn't it be so cool to have a still?
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Who the hell wants to make beer? I guess some people are really into it, and that's cool. And Gravity can help you. They got everything. I mean, they got everything up there you could possibly want if you want to make
I would
beer.
love to be able to make moonshine.
Oh, man. Wouldn't that?
Man, that'd be
Have
awesome.
you guys ever gone to a Pigeon Forge?
Yeah.
And,
yeah, of course.
And the old Smoky Mountain moonshine?
I haven't been up there.
Miss that one.
You get drunk for free, okay? Because you get to try all the different flavored moonshine. So you do your little tiny shot. You can spend as long as you want trying all that moonshine. You can get sloshed for nothing.
Oh man, see?
Patrick, if you're listening, this is where I want to go for my anniversary this year.
Valentine's Day.
Pigeon Forge or Gatlinburg. You know, Gatlinburg, the nicer one.
Hey Pat, take her there for Valentine's Day. You don't have to worry about the Telios being there. He's a cheapie.
You're just jealous that I can do that.
So are you curious how much water is in beer?
You know I am. I was the one who wanted you to look it up.
It's 95% water.
95% water.
It's 95% water. That's why it says 5% alcohol.
I had heard that it was like crazy like that.
It was 95 to 97% just water.
Isn't that a kick in the Yahoos? I mean, let's be honest here. When you go to the Braves game and you get, what is that, a 20-ounce beer?
I don't understand how you guys can drink and get dehydrated.
It's $7. A 20-ounce beer at the baseball game is $7 now.
I just chew on some hops and drink a bottle of water.
Why is it that 5% dehydrates the crap out of you?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm doing a wrap tomorrow. A fatty wrap.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. I bought like 8 of them.
8 yards of saran wrap?
God, that's 2 times. You know, 2 people close to me have made jokes about that. Friggin' my variable speed co-host over here. And then the guy, I live with my best friend, my brother, and his wife. And she's like, I'm like, you're going to have to help me tomorrow. And she's like, okay, did you go get some cellophane? I said, no, I'll go tomorrow. And he looks at me and he goes, there's 2 rolls of it in the cover. Oh, that's not going to be enough. And I was just like, damn, that was wrong on so many damn levels. You know what I did? They were sitting outside. You know, we live on a horse farm. And they were sitting outside on the bench and they're petting their little kitty. So I went up to the house and I went, hey guys, letting my dog out. Because Celia, my pit bull, she doesn't care for kitties. Man, she made a beeline over there. They're like, stop. I'm like, yeah. Who's got to be wrapped up in cellophane now? Yeah. Bastards.
I'm not a lightweight. You guys can see. Anybody watching, well, it's just us.
Well, YouTube adds like 100 pounds.
Well, does it add an extra chin? Because I see one of those too.
Hey,
we got like that turkey neck thing going on.
What the hell? We got to do something.
Dude, you know, we should just paint that part black.
We either got to lose weight, damn it, or we got to get a better camera.
Yeah. Do an up angle, so it's, you know, like or down angle, because that's what's best on the selfies.
I think it is doing a down angle.
Oh, shut up.
When it does a down angle and you can still see your turkey neck thing. It's different when a girl does it. I don't see. I look handsome when I'm like that.
I just want to take something.
But when I sink back into my troll, when I look like Telio.
Anyway, I've thought about doing the wraps. I've done every single one of the diet pills. I've got phentermine. I have been prescribed.
The hell is that?
It's like crack.
Oh man, see, I can't do the jitters, man.
I can't do the jitters either, and that's why I don't take it very often. If I'm gonna do that,
I'm just gonna go back to cocaine. At least I'll get strippers. I just can't see picking up any strippers going, hey, I got some Pheterine. You want to go back in VIP and do some Pheterine?
Yeah. No,
I don't see it. Let me tell you something. You want to go back in VIP room and do some cocaine? You're never alone, believe me.
True that.
I did that for years. Terrible habit. Terrible, expensive. Family, career ruining kind of stuff.
I think My ex-husband made me do.
He
crank.
made you do.
Well, yes.
He held you down and poured cocaine in your nose.
Not so much held it and forced it, but pretty much it's like goaded me into it.
Goaded you.
Yeah.
What made you wear a sweater? That was funny. That was funny. Not bad.
That was a bad joke. Bad. No, but he kind of, talked me
Egged you
into it.
it.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
so
I
I
mean-
tried it one time and I couldn't snort it because, maybe I just have sinus issues. I don't know
Really?
what that is.
Oh, God.
But then he made me take it like a goodies powder and I
Yeah.
chased it with a Dr. Pepper. I have never had Dr. Pepper since.
Really? Yeah. Drugs are bad. Just say no.
Bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As I'm drinking a beer. But I tell you what, when I think back on those days and how much money I spent, I would be a incredibly wealthy man right now.
I never spent any money. But shrooming's fun because you can do that and you can do it in the woods and, doesn't cost you anything. You just got to find cow poop.
well, there you go.
Yay.
I live on a horse
shrooms.
farm. Can you use horse poop?
No,
There's no more horse. You know what we have now? We have geese and we have vultures and we have turkey buzzards, I think.
You have those on purpose?
I don't know. I'm going to get some peacocks. I love peacocks.
Don't do that, dude.
Why?
Keep them away from the house because they scream like beaten women
Ow!
in the middle of the
I love
night.
Oh, I
No, they're
know.
just out there. They're like, ah! And you're
Isn't that
like,
cool?
that's somebody's being killed.
Yeah. We got a barn down at the other end of the property. So I'll probably keep them down there.
Yeah, keep them, mute them. Maybe.
Oh, God, you're mean. Jeez.
Yeah. No, I just.
I'm the dude, and I'm supposed to be like, I'll kill them and
No,
let
and you're
God
like,
sort them out. And you're over there playing with Ted and freaking wanting to kill or slit peacock throats. Jeez.
I don't like the screaming.
Oh, my
I
God.
don't like noise.
Where'd I find this one?
Noise is my trigger.
Noise is my trigger. Hey, you got to admit, though, a blue male peacock and a white female peacock are beautiful animals.
Beautiful animals. Yes,
They're
love
beautiful
pictures.
animals.
Pictures
Yeah.
are great. I
They
don't
like
have
to
hear
fly.
them.
They like to get up on stuff,
They don't
they-
really fly. They just kind of like fall.
with style.
You know,
Kind of
it
like
might be-
Telio.
It's beautiful the way they fall.
Yeah. Well, I don't know that Telio falls beautifully.
So have you ever been to Noah's Ark?
No, I don't.
Have I ever been to Noah's Ark? No, from what I understand, that's up in Iran, though, isn't it?
No.
The
Yes, it is.
Locust Grove.
actual Ark. I'm not talking
I'm
about
talking about Locust. I'm talking about Locust Grove. Noah's
Grove.
Ark.
Noah's
It's
Ark.
an animal rescue.
No.
They have peacocks.
Do they? Can you get one?
I wouldn't recommend it because they might like chase you out of there. But no,
The peacocks?
well, that or the alligators, and then they have like
They have
turtles.
peacocks and alligators.
And turtles and goats.
Oh, my.
And they have everything.
Well,
They have
lions
all
and
kinds of
tigers and
animals.
bears.
The bear and
They
what's
do,
it, the deer,
actually.
the tiger.
They have a lion, a tiger, and a bear, and they're all in
It's
like
kind of like the Yellow River petting zoo.
they were raised together. They were best friends. The
They're
lion, the
best
tiger, and the bear.
Kind of like Mufasa.
Yeah.
And Simba.
Yeah.
And Scar.
No, Scar is an idiot.
Yeah.
I like Pumbaa. He's kind of my speed.
My middle son was at that age when that came out, and you know how they fight, Scar and Simba.
Mhm.
And my son looks at me and goes, "Well, so much for family reunions." I was like, "Wow,
Wow. Yeah.
that blows." That kind of sucked. But he's also the one that was playing SOCOM on PlayStation. Well, back then I think it was PlayStation 2. He had the little headset on, and we were playing. I let him play, and he runs one of the SEAL team members up to a building, and he turns around, looks at the other one, and tells him to cowboy the F up. And I went, "Ooh." His mother went, "What did he just say?" And I said, "Nothing." And I'm looking at him like, "Don't do that."
You're gonna get me in trouble.
Yeah. So that used to be my saying, cowboy the F up. Oh God. I used to love that. all the
I
time.
used to love it when my youngest child, when she would trip and fall and skin her knees or anything, she would always look straight at me for some sort of reaction. Like the tears were just about pop out, and she's like, and I'm like, ta-da! And she's like, okay, so it's all good. Yay.
Our thing is, are you bleeding? Because if you're not punctured.
At my house, duct tape and super glue. That's the doctor's office.
In fact, at church this weekend, the kids were all playing basketball, and I went in the kitchen. We had a spaghetti like luncheon, and I'm in the kitchen, and a little boy comes in there that I know, and he was crying. And then the youth minister came in and was wanting to get a baggie full of ice. And I looked at him. I said, "What happened?" He said he fell up the stairs. I said, "Well, you shouldn't cry because you're stupid." And the youth minister looked at me like, "You can't talk to him like that." And I'm like,
yes, you can.
Yeah,
you have to.
You can. Because that's, what? That's why my dad talked to me. And that's why I talk to my kids. And my kids are as tough as nails, and they're brilliant, and they have a good grasp on reality of life, that everything's not going to be handed to them. And, you're going to have to take the good with the bad. And, your dad deployed all over the world, but that's when you take all the stuff he sends you and you bring it to school and you talk about it, and you get the Social Studies of the Year award, that kind of stuff. You write. My middle son wrote stories about being patriots back in the American Revolution, and the character was Mike. So
my daughter got an A on a paper she never wrote.
Well, there you go. Girls can get away with anything.
The teacher asked her. I was deployed at the time, and she had just taken her first college class. And we had already talked about this over and over again, but I told her about how Obama got the Nobel Peace Prize for something he was supposed to do in the future. So when she went to college and the teacher made her do this paper, and she had totally forgotten to do it, she goes in and the teacher was like, "Okay, so I need your paper." And she's like, "No, you're just going to give me an A." And the teacher, "Why should you have an A?" I think this was in world history too. And she told him basically, well, because our president got the Nobel Peace Prize for something he's going to do. And I can promise you that someday I will write this paper and it will be an A. So the teacher just went ahead and gave her an A for being a complete smartass.
Yeah. Negotiation skills.
Absolutely. Proud of her for that.
So, I think that, like I said, I think women can get away with pretty much anything.
No,
I know. I never could go to a teacher and go, "I'm not going to do a paper and you're going to give me an A." And they're like, "Yeah, sure I am." It just looks like an F.
I never got away with anything.
I don't believe that.
I don't. Like I look guilty when I'm not guilty.
Have you ever won anything? I've never won anything.
No, not more than like $10. Maybe.
You know what? I think I won. A friend of mine, Jenny, she was listening earlier. I think she works. She's a teacher, so she probably goes to bed or she has work to do. But when her and I were like 8 or 9 years old, in the neighborhood we lived in, we had what was called a key club.
Mm-hmm.
It was just kids got together, did crafts, that kind of stuff. I won the election. I was president of the key club.
I was president of the science club. I failed chemistry that year.
Yeah, that was about it, man. Come think of it. I'm not a big lottery kind of guy. I think it's amazing, and I love to daydream and say, what would I do with $800 bazillion? And I always come up with the whole build a community, blah, blah, blah. If I won it, I would buy an island and go, hoard it.
Oh yeah.
I'd make a throne out of cases of beer or something stupid like that.
How many hookers can Mike fit in one bathroom?
Yeah, get a clown car and fill it with strippers, stuff like that. But old Jason Standard, he amazed me with one of those one time. About we were sitting there eating, and I used to do that to people all the time because you kind of see where people's heads at when you go, okay, here's the deal, you just won $100 million. What are you gonna do with it? And be honest. So my variable speed co-host, you just won. Now this is, you got people, Alex, I know you're listening. You got people that'll go, well, after taxes and the capital gain. Look, they handed you a check for $100 million. What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
First of all, I'm going to start my Foxhole network.
You've already started your Foxhole network.
I'm going to take it to the point where it is a business. It's a corporation, not a nonprofit, because I can afford to.
But I mean, you got all that money. What are you going to do? I mean, you're making a point. You're saying you're going to spend it. We're going to get a whole bunch of offices, and we're going to get a nice building, and we're all going to drive expensive cars. What the hell are we going to do?
Well, first of all, we're going to have to get some sort of a marketing plan and a production of something that people actually give a crap about that they would want. Because obviously it's not T-shirts.
And it's obviously not veterans.
So, or even go so far as to screw the VA. We're going to hire the right people, crap, I'm having a really bad brain day.
Yeah, see, you got $100 million and you can't think anymore. And you know what tripped you up? Is I told you to be honest.
That's what I would do, though. I would be broke in a week because I'd give it all away. I would. That's how I am.
You know, there's a saying. There's a reason why I'm not a rich man, and that's probably why, right there.
Oh, I'm a bad sucker for people.
I would spend my last buck on donuts. I swear. I'm just that dumb. Telio.
Yo.
$100 million, buddy. Be honest.
Straight up. You know what? I've given that a lot of thought, to be honest with you, several times. Just seeing how
everybody says that. Everybody says that, man.
In my thought, to be honest with you, it's always been to give, part of it to, the church or, churches, not just one particular.
Everybody says that.
I would not give a dime to church.
Everybody says that because they think it's going to get them closer to God.
Nope, wouldn't give it.
No, it's not because of that. For me, it's not because of getting closer to God. Because I know there's some places, some organizations or, spiritual organizations that actually do good. There are some that just, the ones that are on TV, get them, they're just a bunch of phonies. And that's my opinion, of course.
I know these people love Joel.
But then after that, after I've done that portion of it, definitely split it between my daughters and my children. Make sure that they're taken care of when I kick off. Once that's taken care of, yeah. And once I take care of them, my daughters and my grandchildren.
Well, now you're saying take care of them. What? I mean, you're taking care of them now, dude. You're a good daddy. But why is $100 million going to make a difference in how you take care of them?
Because when I'm not around any longer, they will have the financial, to means to do whatever they want to do without me being around. I know the love I have for them and what I do with them cannot be replaced monetarily. You're right. That cannot be done. But it just, I guess, it's a selfish thing on my part to be able to leave them financially secure and move on, whether they be good or bad with it. But that's on them. That's between them and God at that point. But for me, I think if I had that type of money, I would divide it equally between my kids, and my grandchildren, and then take it from there. After that's done, me and Lisa, we're gonna go live butt naked on some kind of island.
Oh God! You just killed it, man. You just killed it. Now I'm sitting there naked, afraid, and a Telio.
I don't know why it popped up in my head, but have you seen Over the Hedge, the cartoon?
The cartoon, yeah.
Yeah. When the turtle's not wearing his shell?
Yeah.
That's the image I got.
Yeah.
Oh, God. That ain't the image I got. Remember the bearded lady in the carnival?
Yeah.
Think of her doing porn. That's what I see Telio running around as.
Why'd you have to put that in?
Oh, yeah. God. And the whole time, Mrs. T going, "Yep, I'm married down." No Valentine's Day on the Telio Butt Island. Hey guys, look, I wanna run a couple things by everybody that's still listening, if anybody is, about what we're going to be doing for Charlie Dunn. He's going to be getting a bone marrow. Man, I gave Doc the sheet over there, so she could probably explain it a little bit better with the medical terms in there. It kind of hit home because of Dave Merritt passing away recently from the bone marrow issue with the VA. Here you go. You got the VA, telling you up and down, "Oh, we got you. And the guy, lost 100 pounds and 6 months and everything else. But so here's an opportunity for us to help out Charlie Dunn. And his daughter was in the studio this morning, and I've liked the Facebook page, and I'll be spreading it out. But I'm going to, Doc, if you would there, just kind of go over. I know my appointment is on Saturday, the 7th of May. And what's it called now? Plate?
It's basically a platelet transplant.
That Charlie's going through?
Yes. Okay. So Team Charlie is what it's going to be on. There's a Facebook page, Team Charlie's Transplant Updates. And what he's going through with is he has leukemia and he needs the platelets. Let's see where I did my notes. So basically how this works is they take about 1/4 of a pint of blood out of you, and then they send it through a centrifuge and it pulls the platelets out, and then they add a little bit of saline to make up the weight loss and put your blood back into you. So you're not really losing that much. But what that does for Charlie is instead of having to take 12 to 18 pints of whole blood to get those platelets, you're being able to give him all the platelets he needs in one sitting, which is better because then he's not getting all the blood from several different types of people. He's getting it from one person. So
now when they do the platelets and everything like that, I mean, this doesn't matter what blood type you are, or
it's A, B, or AB.
Okay, so I mean that's pretty much.
I think it actually
except
I think you have to be AB positive. Yeah.
You're such a goofball.
If you're A and B blood, you can do plasma and platelets at the same time, but that's pretty much only 4% of the population has AB blood.
Well, I mean, it's basically the way they explained it to me is very much like just going and donating blood, but you're there a little bit longer, and you got to kind of stay still, and it's kind of like a dialysis type thing. I mean, they're like, and the way she kind of explained it is, you need to be hydrated. You're better hydrated. So I was just going to take my headphones and my tablet and
just chill out for about an hour.
Chill out for an hour or so. And apparently, just by doing this, I can help a couple of people, correct?
One sitting can give up to 3 replacements, 3 platelet replacements. So you could potentially help up to 3 people with
now Missy was talking about there's a guy up there, or either Missy or Nancy, and Nancy's the one that's at the hospital there. She's kind of like a recruiter. She had said there was a guy that's done it like 200 times. It just, you know what? It sounds like I'm going to be helping Charlie, but it also sounds like it could be kind of good for me.
Yeah, for the information that I found today is that you can donate up to 24 times a year. So that's pretty much twice a year. Twice a month.
Yeah, well, that would be my variable speed co-host and her math.
Common Core. So yeah, but
So about every 2 weeks is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
That's
and
better.
I didn't have to jump out there and do no crazy math or nothing. I think what I'll do is I've been inviting people to like that page. That's probably the big thing. Now, look, this is something I was talking to Missy about. Okay. And here's the thing. It's like for the next 28 days, Charlie is going to be, in-house, man. I mean, and then he's probably going to be pretty much out of for like the next 100 days. So 3 months. Now, of course, family members are going to be going back and forth home. They got to check on their kids, their dog, all these things. And so I said, look, I'm sure the platelet's going to help Charlie, and that's important. And I want to do my part, and I want to talk to my veterans and get them to do their part. But here's the big thing too, is that, hey, God, there's got to be something we can do for Missy, a gas card, a gift card. And you know what this woman told me? This was so beautiful. She looked me right in the eyes and she said, you know what Charlie would really like? And I'm sitting there asking her about her, but she told me what Charlie would really be fascinated with, and that was some get well cards.
Awesome.
Now look, in this world of, you know, people want to use different bathrooms, freaking people leaving their kids in their cars to die, people hitting children in their cars when they're drugged up. You know what? If we don't get back to helping each other, we're walking down a bad path, folks. I know there's not a whole bunch of people listening right now, but y'all pass the word. If we don't start helping each other, you know, I'm a spiritual guy, so I can tell you right now, I know what's going to happen. But the fact of the matter is we've gotten to where we're a species, we're the human race, and we no longer care about each other. If this doesn't change, folks,
it's just going to get worse.
Oh, it doesn't get worse by the year, by the decade anymore. It's going to get worse by the minute.
It does.
And I know we joke about the apocalypse and all that other stuff, but you know what? We don't have to have these things. We can do stuff like help Charlie Dunn. And the thing about it is people, and I was trying to get people to understand this today, is that it doesn't hurt.
Nope.
It doesn't cost you anything.
Takes about an hour of your life.
You're gonna chill for an hour, which you probably could need. You probably need it. Bring you some headphones, listen to some cool music. They have free Wi-Fi. Read a book.
They don't have a lot
chess.
Of requirements. I mean, they have more than, you know, like being able to vote, but
yeah, there's a pre-screening, which is good. But the fact of the matter is we don't start helping each other, boys and girls. Hey, it's late. Anybody else tired? It's 9 o'clock.
Oh, I got a long drive.
Yes, you do. We'll post that stuff to help Charlie out. Please donate. Come up there when I'm up there. I'll talk to you for an hour.
If you are in the Atlanta area, you can go to ABS at Northside Hospital. That's at 5670 Peachtree Dunwoody Road, Northeast, Suite 100 in Atlanta, Georgia. They have a second location in Cobb, 220 Cobb Parkway North, Suite 100, and that's in Marietta.
Cool. And like I said, we're going to be putting up the page on the World According to Mike Facebook page. We're going to be doing some little video clips. I'm going to be challenging Variable Speed over here to do 1 or 2 minute blurbs during the week, and I'm going to do some. We're going to start posting onto the YouTube channel, and because that's really where we want to go. We want to go to the YouTube channel and get more subscribers. So help us out there if you would, please. You'll see little blurbs. Watch them. We're going to try to do silly and stupid things and be characters and
behave normally.
Yeah, stuff like that. I'm gonna work on my Bobcat Goldthwait. A lot of people probably don't even know who he is.
And if you want to see something specific, tell us. I'm more than happy to put Mike in a pair of high heels.
Yeah. I know last time I did this, I got tased. So I'd prefer if we didn't do that again. The last time I got put in a bra.
Yeah.
Or attempted to be put in a bra.
Yeah. We just needed more material.
Right. Yeah. Well, I'm doing a rap. So no cellophane jokes. What else you got there, Telio? God, we kept you on the phone for 2 hours, man.
No, cool, bro. I kind of enjoy hanging out with y'all. I mean, believe it or not, I've been working while you guys talking, so.
Yeah, so you're not really paying attention to us. That's pretty cool.
Oh, I am. Believe it or not, I'm paying attention to everything you're saying.
Well, that's what we're trying to build our listener base on, is people not listening.
You know what? I shared the Foxhole with my entire family, so they're on there.
Awesome.
Right. I didn't know the Shire had social media. Get it, the Hobbits. The Shire. The Shire's got free Wi-Fi. Oh, it's always good, man.
My side of the family is hugely involved with the military. I have one nephew who just graduated from the Naval Academy last year. He's a Marine now, and then another nephew who's there who graduates next year.
Navy?
He's becoming a SEAL. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Good.
That Naval Academy. Yeah,
we need those guys, man. We need those guys.
And then just about every member, two of my son-in-laws. Once he's a chief petty officer in the Navy, The other one's a staff sergeant in the Army. He's the one that's moving down from Bragg next month.
Yeah, he'll be ruined.
So,
Good grief. You got any coasties?
hey, what now?
You got any coasties in there?
Mud Puddle Pirates.
No coasties. It's all Marine, Army, Air Force, and Navy.
Wow.
No coasties.
You need to throw at least one coastie in there.
Man, let me tell you something.
Cover all the bases.
Those Coast Guard
is from high school. My daughter's friends, a couple went into the coasties, so that's the only one that has connection with.
Hey, check this out, man. Those Coast Guard guys are starting to be badasses.
Oh yeah.
You talked to, 20 years ago, you talked to a coastie and they were like, "Oh yeah, well, I got sunburned last week." Now you talk to them like, "Yeah, we did a
storm."
Well, and not only that, but they're like, "Oh yeah, by the way, we brought in $400 million of marijuana last year that we caught trying to come in the country." So, and the pilots that do the rescue stuff, those you can't even talk to those guys. Yeah, they're so arrogant. I mean, never trust a guy with a 36-inch zipper, anyways. But I mean, these guys are arrogant. Damn helicopter pilots.
You got me all excited.
All right, hey, it's always good to hear from the Telios, and actually, we had talked about you being in a relationship. But hey, if you want to talk veteran stuff, well, it's the world according to Mike. I'll do whatever the hell I want to do.
Well, we'd love to do relationship stuff. If you get any questions, come down.
How come I can't be in a relationship? That'd be a good one to work on between now and next week.
Why? Because your name is Mike, and this is the world according to you. That's why.
Yeah, no chick's gonna want to be a part of this world. I don't blame her. I'm a horrible boyfriend. I really am. I fart. My body is like an orchestra after I go to bed.
The problem is the type of women that you go for. You go for the high maintenance, super pretty.
Yeah.
You need to go ahead and just get you one of these dysfunctional veteran women.
I'm looking for a woman to marry down. I don't think that's an option, though, is it? I think they make the choice, not me. Hey, you're awful pretty. Have you ever thought about dating below your league? Like 20,000 leagues below your league?
Like, I would really, really, really take care of you.
Yeah. I tell women all the time, too. I go, look, I'll take care of the house. I'll make sure dinner's ready when you come home. And if it's not, I'll rub your feet until it is. And most of the women I date are like, you know what I would really like for dinner? And I go, what? And they go, reservations. I'm like, oh, Jesus, here we go.
Don't go for those high maintenance chicks.
I don't look good in a suit. I can tell you right now.
No, Pat does.
I know. I can hook you into Farmers Only then. How's that? Ever thought about that?
No, man. Let me tell you something. I've seen that dating site.
What's that one that just popped up in Alabama? Cousins Only?
No.
Cousins Only, yeah. Sisters Only, how that?
ISIS Only. Not bad. Got to pay in sweaters.
I hear those plastic ones can't run away.
Yeah, but once they get oily, that's it. Dry rot, breakdown.
One time use.
You guys are immature here. The minute you guys go, so you can close out, and then it's fun hanging out with you guys, man. It really is. I enjoy it. Thank you so much for putting up with us. And,
no problem. Thanks for God, y'all.
Love calling in, and if we can help out anytime, sure.
Yeah, do something for the network, the support network.
Check out the page and tell me if you like what you see on there.
Okay.
Yeah, come up with a hoodie. I don't know. I like the new logo. Don't play with it. Disgusting. You don't know where that's been. Ew. Telios.
All right.
Hi, man.
It's waving goodbye.
See you guys. We'll talk to you later.
Later.
Right.
Bye.
See you. Well, variable speed. I think our night is over. We have pretty much ran everybody off. Impossible to take you serious with you wagging that at me.
It's waving goodbye.
If I did the other way around, it's perfectly okay.
Bye, Mike.
Stop it. Oh my God. My co-host has lost it. Hey, I got to be back in a couple hours. I'm on the morning show tomorrow. Tomorrow night, Thursday night, is the Rough Edge with Jacob.
Absolutely.
The guru of music, remote broadcast out of Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Has an awesome sense of humor. I've been chatting with him all week.
Oh my God, he's weird.
I know, and I like him.
Handicapped. He's weird.
He's a man. Of course he's handicapped.
Great guy. Just really puts up with a lot of flack from me. It's funny. Of course, you got the morning shows Monday through Friday, 7:30-ish. And I always say that because we usually show up late and Scotty's yelling at us at 7:30. So 7:30 to generally 10. Good times, funny topics, mainly current events. He yells at Stephanie about, being redneck Steph, and he yells at me about over talking and saying bad things, and pretty much.
Yeah.
So that's Monday through Fridays, 7:30 in the morning till 10. Let's see, Monday night, DJ Smiles, Ladies Talk.
Just for the ladies.
Just for the ladies. I mean, there's not much I can say. Maybe you can squeeze in there one day if you have a day and come see what it's all about and bring some funny to them. Tuesday night is Tech Talk, where they don't talk about technical stuff, with Xander. Smart guy, British accent. So all the girls love him.
Not all of them.
Yeah, I mean, I can fake an accent too. Jesus. Knows more about U.S. politics than most U.S. citizens, which is interesting enough to know. Then Wednesday night, it's kind of like Marion Down.
We're back.
Kind of like Marion Down. I think we pretty much lost all our listeners, and we're down to about 2 viewers on YouTube. So, and I'm thinking we're one of them, or I don't know, maybe not. But seriously, another good night. Time goes pretty fast. We probably ought to find a topic that is more exciting than just listening to veterans bitch and complain about ourselves. So we'll work on that. We'll talk this week.
Yeah, we'll figure out a topic.
Yeah, so
we'll organize this crap.
Of course, we're big on the Foxhole Sport Network. So if you know a veteran, if you know a family member of a veteran, and they're having any type of issues, we're not doctors, but we know some. I play a doctor on. No,
you don't. No.
I could play a doctor. Could I play a doctor? I probably couldn't play a doctor.
You're more of an orderly.
Oh, that hurt.
I can picture you as an orderly.
Really?
I can.
I'm lazy though. I mean, I'd be more like a doctor like House, like really, really smart, but doesn't really do anything.
No, yeah, I imagine you coming in with like the needle of Thorazine and just saying "shut up" and then sticking somebody and telling them to go to sleep.
I would be kind of the doctor that I'd come in and I'd go, look, if you don't calm down, I'm gonna do this shot, and then do like a shot of Jack or something. I think that'd be funny.
Yeah. Okay.
You see where I'm going with that?
Yeah, I could do that.
Yeah. And then House was like brilliant, but did you ever watch the show House?
I love House.
Did you watch the last season of House? Because that was bad.
I don't have cable anymore.
I know, but I got Kodak, which means I can watch everything ever made. The last season of House sucked. The last season of Scrubs, which I thought was a hilarious show.
It used to be.
Yeah, the last season when they went to being a teaching thing and they were supposed to be instructors, it's terrible.
Yeah.
Now, most shows burn out after the first or second season. I mean,
except for Game of Thrones, Vikings.
All over Game of Thrones. I just, I play catch up before the season starts again. So I just watched the entire series of Game of Thrones over the last couple of nights. Watched the last episode today where she's got to walk through the town doing a walk of shame. And so now I'm ready for the next episode. Viking, all caught up. Waiting for the new episode there. I was watching Gotham. Jacob likes Gotham. I'm not sure where I am in Gotham. So I would probably have to try to catch up. It got weird when they were trapped in like that basement thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I got a little confused. 100. I'm about a year behind in 100. What was the other one that was kind of cool, but Lost. Wow, last 2-3 seasons of Lost, I got lost. I couldn't put it together. I mean, I was just like, what the hell is going on?
You want one that'll screw you up? Go for that American Horrors.
I've never watched one, guys. I didn't really know what it was about. But knowing you, if it wigged you out, then it'll just twist me and I'll never sleep.
No, it won't. It won't be that bad.
Somebody told me to watch American Detective. Have you ever watched that? It was. Yeah. I just like.
See, I've got the whole box set of Aliens because that's what I'm into. Like aliens and paranormal.
Bond and, see, if you like paranormal, like the X-Files. I mean, I've watched that series over and over and over. It's just like kind of entertaining at this point. But like, you ever watched? God, what is it? Not Persons of Interest, but it's kind of like that. The woman's got tattoos all over her, and the guy's trying to figure it out.
Apparently not.
It was good, like the first 2 or 3 episodes, and then the woman from Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego is like the police commissioner, and I just can't get it out of my head that she was the woman that went, "Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego?" Now we're just wasting time. Yep.
Totally killing it. We're the only ones watching ourselves.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
Yeah.
We're no listeners, no viewers. It's sad. Let's go home. What do you think?
I'm good.
Hey, it's World According Mike, and we're done. We'll see you next Wednesday. See you tomorrow on that show we do in the morning. See you. Bye.
Bye. Scotty's upstairs going, just go home. Just go home. Just go home.
Tired.
Shall I go put this in the room?
Sit it right here in the chairs when it comes down in the morning. Accidentally sits on it. Oh, Alex was. I turn off.
I'm leaving my bouncy chair here.
Oh, you're right.